think we are live.
We are live.
All right.
We are on Facebook Live right now, and we are also live on TikTok. Let me get you in the frame there.
Hey guys, how's it going? We are coming in live with our daughter's new single, Dark Magic. Her name is Sammy Gardner, so check her out on Spotify. Gotta support the fam.
Sammy Gardner, check it out. All right. How's everyone doing out there tonight? Thank you for joining us. My name is John Gardner. This is my wife and law partner, Radlin Mendoza.
How's it going, guys? I'm going to be sharing this with some other pages. So
we are the immigration law firm, Gardner and Mendoza, and we come to you almost every Wednesday night from 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock to give you immigration updates and to field any questions that you may have. I will warn you that what we do here is not legal advice. The answers that we give are for informational, educational, and entertainment purposes only, not...
I like the entertainment part.
Yeah, the entertainment, of course. They are not legal advice. One thing I also want to give you a heads up. We have a hard break tonight at 8:30, so I apologize, but we have a prior engagement that we can't miss, and so we will be cutting out early tonight at 8:30. And then we also will not be here on Christmas Eve, December 24th, and we also won't be here on New Year's Eve, December 31st. And we will definitely be back, though, on January 7th from 8 to 9. And we're going to try to schedule something between now and January 7th. Won't be on a Wednesday night because those are Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve, but we will try to get something scheduled. Maybe on a Monday night.
9th, I think.
Maybe if you have any thoughts on that, you can weigh in what you think is a good night. We were thinking a Monday night, but just
we used to do it on Mondays.
Yeah, we did used to do it on Mondays. So just let us know. And again, if you have a question, make sure you get it in. I want to say hi to everyone on TikTok. Facebook Live is the main platform here. TikTok, though, really brings the questions. And so I want to make sure that we focus on those questions. Make sure that you get your questions in, and they are already loading up on TikTok.
Yeah, here we go. Rock and roll.
Per usual.
Got 30 minutes. We're going to go rapid fire tonight.
Yeah, I was going to talk about this legislation, but I'm going to skip it only because it's a bill. It only passed the House. It involves unaccompanied minors. It's a pretty narrow group, and it hasn't even gone to the Senate yet. So, rather than eat up time talking about that, I'll wait to see if the legislation advances farther down the road. And if it looks like it's going to become an actual law, then we'll talk about it more then. Okay. In the meantime, I think since we only have 30 minutes, maybe we should just get straight to the questions.
Straight to it. Let's get straight to it.
Straight to the questions. And we have one already here on Facebook Live from CD. Wants to know, said, I received an RFE. I submitted back to USCIS. How long to get answer back from them? So for those of you who don't know, RFE is a request for evidence.
Yeah. So, I think it really depends on the type of RFE it is and what the request was. But now, it like I said, it depends. You can get a quick approval within a few weeks, and sometimes it can take even longer than that. So I would say 60 days, and sometimes it even can take longer than that. It really just depends on supervisors on hand to review it. If the officer needs a supervisor to review that RFE response. And guys, it can be all over the place. So City, be patient, and I hope that you get it pretty quickly. But very, very good question. How long is it going to take for USCIS to respond to the RFE?
Okay, so smiley face here, and this is the bans and partial bans. This is new, and so we are still digesting it. But smiley face wants to know: does a partial travel ban affect a U.S. citizen spouse with a DQ case at NVC?
So the partial travel ban, from what I just read, actually just before popping on here, is really for non-immigrant visas. And my understanding is that those immigrant visa cases, specifically here, the person is asking about for their spouse, should move forward once it gets out of, it is already documentary qualified at the NVC. So the next step is going to be an interview. So that should still go forward because it is just a partial ban. So good luck. I'm sorry. This is, I'm sure, weighing on many people who are going to be negatively impacted by this. The full ban for the initial countries, that is a full ban.
Yeah.
So that means no immigrant visas for spouse or children under the age of 21, immediate relatives of U.S. citizens. That's the spouses, parents, and unmarried children under the age of 21 of U.S. citizens. Those cases are, there's no preference for those cases right now for those initial countries that were announced, unfortunately.
Yeah. You know, you can look these up, but some of the countries: Afghanistan, Burma, Chad, Eritrea, Haiti, Iran, Laos, Libya, Mali, Niger, Republic of Congo, Sierra Leone, Somalia, South Sudan, Sudan. That's not the entire list, but you can check out more online if you want about that. And we will be reporting more on partial bans, full bans as well, as we learn more about it and how it's actually going to be affecting our clients, potential clients. All right.
How did you get us both in the frame? That's amazing.
Yeah, I know, right?
Well, what did we do? Did we just do a diagonal or something? We're just getting smarter and smarter with the phone here.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. So we have a question here on TikTok. Another one says, I've submitted the I-130 for my spouse, entered iwi 18 years ago. What can I do if he gets detained?
Okay, so submitted an I-130. So an I-130 is the petition for the relative, and here the relative is the spouse. The spouse entered the United States without inspection, so the person did not have a proper visa or a border crossing card or any entry document, and that person was also not inspected by anyone from the United States Customs and Border Protection. So entered without inspection. So the I-130 petition is that first step, and perhaps this person who's writing this question is pursuing provisional waiver. Maybe there's another way to adjust status that's not mentioned here. It's just the I-130, and the concern for many of the people who call our office and some of our clients even is, I'm going through this legal process. Maybe your process is provisional waiver. What if my spouse gets arrested and detained? First thing I want to say is, I'm glad you're asking this question right now. So everyone who may be under these circumstances and everyone who's in the United States who entered without inspection and is otherwise undocumented should be asking this question and should be taking preparatory steps in the event that this worst case scenario happens to you. So number one, you should reach out to an immigration attorney who does removal work, an immigration attorney who's going to be able to, have information about your case, maybe have the petition that you filed, your marriage certificate, your proof of U.S. citizenship, proof of your bona fide marriage, is something, your whole case, basically your whole I-130, and get a relationship with an attorney who is willing to be that person on call for you in the case of this worst case scenario. So the step number one is your husband, your spouse should call you, right? Your spouse, if detained and they have an opportunity to call, should call you, should not call the attorney, because you are going to be more likely to answer than the immigration lawyer or any lawyer. And that's not saying anything about lawyers. Lawyers are in court. Lawyers are meeting with clients. And sometimes they're not easily pulled to the phone, even when there is a jail call. So the first call should be to a family member, number one, and then you will get in contact with your attorney. And with the information that your attorney has, they will, if there's a no bond situation with ICE, then your attorney can request that bond be redetermined with ICE. And if they say no still, then filing a bond redetermination with the immigration judge. So those are the preliminary steps, but really it's, well, the actual steps to take if your spouse gets arrested, but really the steps should be taken now. The steps should be taken now to make sure that you have a power of attorney for your spouse in the event that they get detained, and you're able to, sell property, get into a joint bank account. Well, a joint bank account you should still be able to get into a bank account, take care of their other finances, cars, any other real property that they might have. Power of attorney, that's one thing. And if both of the parents are undocumented, and that's pretty common, then both parents need to have that document, the power of attorney, and you guys need to name an attorney, in fact, who's going to be able to do this for you, someone that who you trust, of course. And you can speak a little bit more about the power of attorney. And I know that's not the question, but it's something that absolutely should be done.
Yeah, no, that's all great advice, because Radlin's right. Getting the bond is going to be your first priority. Trying to get out of custody. The power of attorney is a great idea, and you can draft a power of attorney. You can have an attorney draft a power of attorney that will be triggered only by an ICE detention. So if you're worried about giving somebody access to all your bank accounts and everything, this power of attorney would only come into effect and only have any force if you are in fact detained. You may also want to consider, if you have children and you're both undocumented, having a standby guardianship, similar document. And this would basically set forth, in the event that it would be triggered by your ICE detention, and it would set forth who is going to have custody and control, not total legal custody, but temporary custody of your children in the event that you're detained and aren't able to get out quickly. And I would also include, when you do that, whoever it is that you give this guardianship to temporarily, I would also give them all the information that they're going to need. And by that, I mean the names of doctors, schools, medications the kids may take, all that kind of information. So they're not just trying to find all this out. All right. Planning here is really important if this is something you're concerned about.
And, there's this statistic that the majority of Americans in the United States don't have, an emergency $1,000, right? If they had to come up with $1,000, they couldn't do it. So one other thing that I would like to stress is saving for a worst case scenario, right? I know that's it's like kind of saving for a new roof, right? It's not exciting. You're not able to use your money in the way that you want to, perhaps, but it's going to be costly. It's going to be costly to have an immigration attorney go and try to get a bond for your spouse if they get detained. It's going to be costly if the attorney has to file a habeas petition with the federal court if bond is denied, right? So save money, tap into family members. I mean, if they know the situation, I wouldn't go off and start telling all your friends that, you're collecting money for worst case scenario for your undocumented spouse. Wouldn't do that, but absolutely try to save money. So hopefully that question was answered, and that is helpful. Is that not charging properly?
It is not. That blue one may work there. Yeah, that's really good practical advice, is to make sure that you have some funds available. Because Radlin's right. If you find yourself in this horrible situation.
Oh, that's the wrong charger.
then you are definitely going to want to be able to move quickly, and you're going to want to have these documents in place, and you're going to want to have the money, because you're going to need to hire counsel, and they're going to charge you, of course, and they're going to need some money up front to do it. So if you're worried about this, and those of you who are, you know who you are, and you know what the risk is. Definitely plan. I mean, if you never need it, then great, but it's better to be prepared for sure.
Absolutely.
And CT here, who answered the question earlier, said, "Thank you.
You're
You
very
are very,
welcome.
very welcome." Okay.
So Valen has a question. Having a small business might help with the process. I'm not sure if you put it in a little bit more context, Valen, maybe we'll be able to answer that a little bit better. Go ahead and pop that up there. And because we're going to do rapid fire, we only have,
Yeah.
let's see,
50
14 minutes left.
Yeah.
And, the phone's about to die.
Yeah.
But,
I think
but that's
I think
not
we'll
the
make it.
but that's not the reason. We hard stop at 8:30.
Yeah.
So-
So yeah, Valen, maybe depending on what it is you're doing. We answer primarily family immigration questions here because those are just the questions that come to us. But there is an entire body of immigration law that is business based, and we do business immigration as well. We have many clients who are businesses, both large and small, who are going through immigration processes. Yeah.
Ducks in a row.
Through business. So yeah, if you have a business and you're trying to do something with immigration, please give us a call. We'd love to hear from you.
And for those of you out there who are thinking about applying for H-1B and registering, the time is now. I know it's not even January yet. It's practically January, but the time is now. Reach out to us if you need assistance with helping register for the H-1B lottery. And our prediction is that due to the $100,000 penalty, the fine, the fee, whatever you want to call it, immigration lawyers call it a fine, a penalty. There will probably be fewer H-1Bs, and you may have gotten not picked. You may not have been picked in previous years, but if you try again, this might be your year. So
Yeah,
that is a silver lining for those who have
maybe a smaller pool of applicants. That's true.
Right. Okay. Next question.
Next question is there a limit to apply for VAWA?
So there is no numerical limit to apply for a VAWA. If you have, a situation where you think you might be eligible for a VAWA, there is no numerical limit. So
Yeah, she's clarified a time limit.
Oh, yes, there is a time limit. So if you are still married to your U.S. citizen spouse, you can file VAWA. If you are divorced from your U.S. citizen spouse, then you only have 2 years after the divorce to apply for VAWA.
All right. Smiley face said, "Thank you."
You're welcome.
You're very welcome, Smiley face. Y wants to know, how long is the process for a fiance visa? Thank you.
And we always try to look up the processing times right before the live, just to get the newest information for you, the most recent information for you. So just looked it up, 10 months. 10 months for the I-129F. And this is when I looked at the 10 months and I said, if somebody asked for processing times for a fiance visa, I'm going to say 10 months. But I always say that is the very first step of the process. So you can't expect your fiance to be in the United States in 10 months after you file your I-129F. You can expect your I-129F to be approved in that 10-month mark, but there's still a lot more work to be done, right? So USCIS then has to transfer that I-129F petition to NVC. That usually takes about 60 days. And then there you have to complete the State Department application, DS 160, pay the fee bill, pay the bills there, and make sure that whatever NVC is asking you, you're uploading. And then there's another maybe 30 days before it gets transferred, and then you get scheduled for the interview. So, I mean, it's more like 12, 13 months, if you're lucky, that your fiance is going to come through the airport and, run into your arms. It's not going to be 10 months. It's more like 13, 14 months. And then once your fiance gets here, of course, you have to get married within 90 days. And that green card application can take up to 2 years after you file it. So it's a long process from I-129F to lawful permanent residency. It's actually longer than an immigrant visa petition, but the positive side of the fiance visa is that your fiance will be in the United States with you faster, most likely, than if you had gotten married and filed the immigrant visa. That is what I'm saying right now on what is the day today? December 17th, 2025. I was wrong when I said this February of 2020 when fiance visas were completely shut down during COVID.
Right.
But
All right. And remember, not legal advice.
not legal advice. That is correct.
Yeah, we're not
Did I
allowed to.
give legal advice?
No,
Okay.
I'm reminding everybody that these
Right.
answers are not legal advice. The Virginia State Bar does not allow us to do that on a TikTok or live like this. You have to be a client of ours to get legal advice. Jordan 876 wants to know, is it safe to travel home on advanced parole for a week?
Well, we
get a lot
don't
of, we always get
we
travel
get a lot
questions.
of travel questions. We don't tell people that they can travel or that they can't travel. So, I mean, we would have to look at we look at that on a case by case basis. If you have an attorney and you've asked your attorney and they've looked at your full immigration history and they feel like, okay, yeah, you can travel on your advanced parole, then listen to your lawyer. It's just too dicey, right? For us to we just don't, we never answer travel questions, even when people have advanced parole. So many of our clients have advanced parole because and yes, when we talk to them, we see their case, we look at their facts, they have no criminal record history that could potentially make them inadmissible to the United States. Or maybe they do, and we're planning on filing a waiver with their adjustment. I mean, there's just so many different factors, but I would say check back with your attorney to just ask that question and just make sure.
Yeah. Yeah, the travel questions are not clear cut and straightforward. They're totally loaded questions.
Even if you have advanced parole, because when advanced parole is issued, it's not like they're getting into every single detail of your immigration history at that point in time. You know, sometimes we've gotten people who come on our live and they say, you know, my work authorization was approved and my advanced parole was approved. Why did they deny my green card application? Right. And we answer, look, just because these intermediary benefits that they give you have been approved doesn't mean that when an immigration officer looks at your case, looks at your I-45 application and reads every single question to you, does not mean that you're going to actually get the green card. So again, these are intermediary benefits. They're given to you so you can work and travel while your application is pending. But that doesn't mean that just because you have them, that you can use them, number one, the advanced parole specifically, or that you're ultimately going to get your green card approved. So don't get it's very exciting to get a work permit and to get a travel permit, but that doesn't necessarily mean, like I said, that you're going to get your case approved. That's I went a little down a different road, but
no, but
managing expectations, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I think it's great. Gaga Philam wanted to know, dual citizen, U.S. Filipino, and married to a military man. Is it easier if my husband petitions my mom?
Husbands petitioning for mother-in-laws. You know, a lot of people ask that question.
Sorry, that's why we're chuckling.
Yeah, we're just chuckling just because, you know, the stereotype of mother-in-laws, you know, like, and you know, your husband wanting to petition for your mother-in-law. Yeah. But
I won't even make the jokes.
But no son-in-law or daughter-in-law can petition for their parent-in-law. You, the daughter, you are a U.S. citizen, and even though you're a dual citizen, you have Filipino citizenship, you have U.S. citizenship, you can petition for your mom and should petition for your mom. We can help you with that, of course, and your husband cannot. So if you were going to go down that route, I saved you a lot of time and money and headache. All right. But if you need help with that petition and consular processing, if mom is abroad, or adjustment of status, if mom is here and could be eligible, I'd be happy to help you with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Give us a call. 757-464-9224.
Did you guys write that down?
Is our phone number. 757-464-9224. Our office is located in Virginia Beach, Virginia, on the east coast of the United States. However, immigration law is federal, so we can practice immigration law anywhere in the United States and in the world. And in fact, we have clients all over the United States and all over the world. So no matter where you are, we can help you. We do all of our work, all of our interviews and everything through Zoom to make it convenient for everyone. And we love it. Our clients love it. It makes things very, very efficient. Claudia wanted to know here, I entered with a visitor visa. My mom is a citizen, and I've been waiting for 6 years now. I have DACA, and I'm 37 years old.
Okay. So it sounds like mom has petitioned for you, and mom is a citizen. So what we have to do is we have to look at the visa bulletin, and don't know what country you're from, but let's just assume you're in a country that's not China, India, Mexico, or the Philippines. And you are the daughter of a U.S. citizen, so you are in the first preference and not married. Did it say? Okay, we'll just say unmarried. The petition was filed 6 years ago, and so 6 years ago was what, 2020? No, sorry. Help me with the math. 2019?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So for all countries that are not India, Mexico, China, India, Mexico, and the Philippines, actually all countries that are not Mexico and the Philippines, for January's visa bulletin, processing cases filed on or before November 8th, 2016. So it's still going to take a few more years for your visa to become available. Hopefully that helps. And then the other question is, are you eligible to adjust status? Probably. I mean, it's not going to say probably not. I don't know enough information. But that's something to look into, as well as, what's the next step? You have the I-130 petition approved and waiting for a visa. You have been in the United States. You're on DACA. Can you consular process? Can you adjust your status? If you don't have an attorney at that point in time, or you may even want to talk to one sooner, you got to figure out what the next steps are when that visa does become available. Can you consular process? Can you adjust your status?
Okay, we'll jump back to Facebook here for a minute. Liliana has a question. My case went from weeks to now back to 16 months for a decision.
Yes, that happens. And, if you're in your USCIS account, those times are jumping all over the place. If you want to follow the time frame, I just wouldn't do it from the times that are showing up on your USCIS account and any type of pings that you're getting from USCIS, because the official is at uscis.gov and they're processing times there. And that's what we go by. And our clients tell us this all the time. Like, it's ready for an interview. We're looking at processing time cases. It's not. It's wrong. So be patient. I'm sorry when you see, oh my gosh, my case is going to be ready in a couple of weeks, and then it goes back to 16 months. That's really kind of demoralizing. It's hard to have those low and high emotions. So please, guys, check out uscis.gov and go to their processing times as opposed to what you might be getting.
Okay, we're out of time. We have one last question. Erica wanted to know, Is it safe to fly domestically right now with a green card if you had a case, but it was dropped? If you were flying internationally, I would want to know a lot more about this case being dropped.
Yeah.
Flying domestically, again, not legal advice, but if you had a case that was dropped, you have a green card, and you're just talking about flying within the United States domestically, I think you're probably okay. But, you know,
But you know,
up to you.
how did it get done? Get a certified
Yeah,
disposition,
agreed.
and show that it was dropped, dismissed, right?
I would definitely do that.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay,
That's a good
folks.
thing to end on, because that's
Yeah.
the question. Sorry, we got to cut it.
Yeah, sorry, we got to
short.
cut out early, folks. We'll try to do another one on Monday or a Tuesday because we're going to be out Christmas Eve and on New Year's Eve. Those are the next 2 Wednesdays. And so we'll try to schedule something before then. I apologize. We have like over 100 questions on TikTok that we
Whoa,
didn't get
how
to.
can you tell?
Right down there.
Oh,
that?
okay.
Yeah.
I can't see.
So sadly, we got to go. All right. Sorry,
Well,
folks.
hold on a second. Really quickly. Happy holidays to you guys.
Yes.
We hope that you have a wonderful time with your families. And if you are away from your family because you came to the United States and you're not with them, that's very common. At least the technology is a lot better, right? You can FaceTime them and chat with them. And I hope you guys have a really wonderful holiday as well as an amazing new year. We've had a great year with you guys.
Yes,
I think,
absolutely.
was this the year that we came back? Well, yeah, we took a little break, came back in the middle of the year, and it's been super fun to be able to share this information with you. We've got so many great questions, especially this last one here. Maybe I'll shoot them a comment, but keep on coming, keep on sharing our information if you think that will help people that you know and their the gift of immigration, right? Immigration representation, whether it's getting help from us in filing a petition for a family member or for you, if you want to apply for U.S. citizenship, the best gift that you can give yourself.
Absolutely. You
all
can
right,
write our
guys.
contact information down, wrap it up, and give it to your loved ones.
That's right.
Okay.
All right, guys.
Folks, we got to
Take
roll.
care.
We're going to go out on
Happy holidays.
another song by our daughter Sammy. This
Are we-
is our exit song. All right, everyone. have a
Exit
good-
song.
Take care, everyone.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Enjoy yourselves. Have a good holiday.